Hi, love. Good morning. So I'm on my walk, and of course, this is one of the places where I get my inspiration and where things really begin to integrate and come together. So here I am, and I wanted to just chat with you for a moment and share what is moving through. And, you know, some of my process that I've been sharing, it's real life happening for me. And at the same time, I'm sharing it because I really feel like it can be very valuable to you, right? So I'm in this place of reconstructing my business, reigniting my business, breathing life back into my business after stepping away for about 3 years. I went through a massive amount of trauma, and I don't even really love that word. What I really prefer is I went through a really big soul initiation. And the reason is because we get attached to the idea of trauma, and then it actually keeps us in more of a stuck place than realizing, like, you're a badass healer and life is giving you an initiation directly from herself. And this initiation is to alchemize, transform, transmute, to bring forth a shitload of healing, right? And you're going to emerge on the other side as a different human. Basically, that's what happened, right? You're like in this alchemical process and you don't really have control over what's happening, and all you can stay anchored to is knowing that, like, you're going to come out the other side knowing just you're going to be different, and you have no idea what that's going to look like or feel like and all those things, right? And so when we realize we're being initiated, there's a way, you know, what I like to call it is like staying connected to the thread of life, or staying connected to the divine current of what's really being asked in each situation for you as an individual in your direct initiation, right? Because your initiation, what you're being offered, what you're being taught is going to be, my throat. It's going to be unique. Whew. And I just want to honor this space because I can feel like as I'm speaking, there's a clearing that's happening for me, but also for us, right? For the collective, for the women that are going to be listening to this. So your initiation, your unique initiation, what's going to be offered is going to be unique to you. It's going to be unique to your medicine, to your flavors that are wanting to be cultivated, you know, wanting to be fine-tuned, refined. And so if you try to go through your initiation doing it someone else's way, or holding on to other people's processes, right, and trying to make that fit for yourself, you're not going to actually get the direct medicine that is wanting to be given to you. So that's a little bit of a tangent. That wasn't my intention for this live, but I wanted to share that. So once you are emerging, right, it's kind of the same thing. Like, your process of emerging is going to be unique to you. And I want to give you permission, like, just burn the rules. And the things that aren't feeling true or aren't feeling aligned, they're not feeling alive, you feel squeezed by them, right? You feel like it's keeping you small, it's keeping you like contorted, it's keeping you in the vibration of the trauma pattern. Burn it. Burn it. It's okay. And, you know, I've been noticing this for myself as I'm in a coaching container, and I really want to stop and show you this rose, so I'm gonna. So pretty. I don't know if I can turn the light on. But yeah, so I'm in this container, and what I noticed is there's so much patterning, and there's so much like these undercurrents of how a lot of coaches, a lot of business coaches, how they actually hold their containers, right? And it's from what they've been taught, and it's made them money. It has. It's made them lots of money, right? Like, that's why I signed up with this person, because I know she's made money, and I'm like, okay, well, if she's made successful, steady income for however many years, that's a person that I'd like to be in her space as I create that for myself, right? To lean into that energy of what that feels like and what that can be like, as I re-emerge in that. Because, you know, before my business kind of dissolved 3 years ago, I was hitting consistent, steady months. You know, I was hitting 5K, sometimes 10K months. I had $15,000 months, you know, so I was hitting those consistent months, and I had a steady flow. I had a steady way of building my business. And it's a little different, you know, when you are rebirthing yourself, kind of like picking up the pieces and starting over. One, because you have to get through your own guilt and shame, right? And stories around whatever happened. And then two, it just feels awkward and clumsy and vulnerable, you know? Especially like figuring out your footing and like, okay, well, how do I show up as an expert and all of these things, you know? And so, yeah, I noticed myself like leaning into the things that she was sharing, the way she does things, right? And my brain, like, literally was just like so foggy and confused as I'm, you know, like looking at the pieces and trying to figure out how to piece them together. And in this process, I found myself leaning into my own resources for vibration, for energy. And this is what happened for me initially, right? So when I really decided to go all into my business around 2015, and I decided to treat my business like a business, not like a hobby, not like a fun thing that I do on the side, not just like a passion, but a true business. I leaned a lot into the energetic support for myself. And that was where I received my clarity. That's where I received the juice, right? Like the life force that gave me the clarity that I needed. It gave me the momentum, the fuel that I needed to find these puzzle pieces for myself and begin to piece them together. And I'm remembering, you know, as I'm going through this process for myself again, I'm like, that is why I love energy work so fucking much. That is why I bridge the two, right? Because I see so many, you know, amazing healers. I was talking to a dear friend yesterday, and I'm like, I want to help you get to consistent 10K, 15K months. There's absolutely no reason that you are not making that in your business. Like, you are a badass at what you do. How can I help you get to that? And I have this passion in me when I see these people that have amazing gifts. They know that they have amazing gifts. And yet, you know, there's a few little pieces that aren't clicked in, and it gets my fire lit, right? And so, yeah, so it's like part of the reason. And I was having a conversation with this friend, and I was sharing with her, like, you know, I'm in this container, and even when I reach out for support, it's like the support that I'm getting is just not really helpful. And we were kind of joking about it and laughing. And I was like, this is why intuition is so fucking valuable. This is why, because she reflected to me, she was like, maybe the coach just doesn't know how to meet you there. And I'm like, oh my God, you're absolutely right. She doesn't know how to play in the energetic realm, right? And that's the support that I'm really needing, because my business is such an energetic like to bring it into the 3D, words and all of these little things, it makes a difference. You know, if I have a word that doesn't really represent the energetic of my business, then I feel like I'm wearing jeans that just don't fit. So let me know if you're resonating with this. You know, maybe you've worked with a lot of coaches too, and you're kind of like, yeah, it never really felt like, you know, it never really felt like you actually got to the thing. You always just kind of felt like you were doing what they suggested, or you're going through the motions of the process, but it was like you never really hit that mark of like, oh my God, this is it. And this morning I was listening to a podcast of a course that I purchased a while back, and it reminded me, like, if you can't feel fully like yourself in your business and with the clients you're working with, then something is off and something needs to shift. Your business needs to have space for you to be fully you. And when I started to feel into this, I'm like, okay, well, where am I feeling cut off, right? Where am I feeling constricted or cut off in my own business? And you can use this as a journaling prompt for yourself to look at. If it's your messaging, if you're feeling disconnected from your message, or you're feeling disconnected from your offer, or you're feeling disconnected from your positioning, right? Then you can start to get really curious, like, okay, well, what would allow me to feel the most like me? And what I want to share with you at the same time, letting yourself be in the process that you're actually in right now. So I made the decision, I'm going to use this process to bring myself clarity, right? I'm going to be my best case study, and I'm going to share with my people based off of what I'm noticing and experiencing for myself, because I absolutely know that this is what I'm needing and other people are needing as well, right? So yeah, let yourself get really honest and clear about, like, where are you feeling like restricted, cut off, maybe uncertain, or just like not confident, right? It's kind of, again, like wearing those jeans that, like, either they're just too tight and you feel not confident in them, or they're too baggy, or just not your style, right? And it's like, you're like standing there at the event or whatever, and you just don't feel comfortable. It's the same thing with the business, our business. So if you notice yourself trying to fit into a certain rule or a certain standard, go ahead and just give yourself permission to burn it. If it's not working, if it's not fitting, just burn it. Just burn it. And, you know, one of the ways that you can do that is just imagining fire, right? Like holding that fire in your womb, holding that fire in your heart. And a prayer that I say is, any energy that is not of pure divine love, transmute it, send it back to its original source, transmute it into divine love. Please open my sight, open my senses, purify my sight, purify my senses, so that I can see things through the lens of divine love, so that I can be of highest service for myself, for my people, for humanity, right? Yeah, let's just take a couple breaths here. And I feel like I've shared a lot, so I'm probably going to wind down. Repeat that prayer to yourself here if you need. You are worthy. You do not have to earn grace. It is already here. It is already available. Just allow yourself to receive it. It is 100%, 200% okay for you to create success on your own terms and for you to be successful on your own terms. And I'm here to support you with that. So if you're ready, let me know below. I still have some spots open for next week for free business soul alignment calls. I'd be happy to get on a call with you. Or just happy to talk to you about how I can support you. I do have my 6-month offer, and then I also have like a mini offer that's kind of like an intensive. So that's 2 ways that you can currently work with me. And I'm in the process of brewing up some fun master classes and different things. So yeah, if you're at a place where you're ready, this is landing, this is resonating, message me so we can talk, so we can really co-create something that's going to be of high service for you and the whole community. I'm sending you so much love.